Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to have a special pick a card to celebrate Valentine's Day, and I'm not too sure what the reading is going to be about necessarily, but here are going to be 3 piles, and the idea that I have right now is just to see what messages are out there for you guys in regards to your love life, your romantic love life. And yeah, we have 3 piles right here. Pile 1 is going to be a red Jasper, pile 2 is an Angelite, and pile 3 is a rose Quartz. So pick the pile that you want to listen to and go down to the description below to click on the timestamp that belongs to the pile that you picked, and then feel ready to listen to whatever message comes through. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you on your pile when you click on it. So hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. These are the messages that you need to hear. So the first card that we have is specialization. So it seems like right now in your love life you are probably specializing on something, or you're working. I'm feeling a sense of alignment or a sense of a transformation. This light right here that is coming from the solar plexus and lighting up the heart, it feels like it is also making like this halo around this person. So there's a sense of enlightenment. I'm also thinking of the hangman, so if it pops up later with the tarot that comes up, that will be interesting. And here the butterflies, of course, tells me that there's a sense of transformation. There's also like these flowers. It also feels like you're about to bloom, or you're about to work on something that is ready to bear fruit, or it's about to open up somehow. So maybe there was a blockage that is finally letting go. Here we have a moon, so I'm feeling a sense of maybe intuition is of course going to be necessary, and a sense of like being confident in the path that you choose based on your heart rather on your logical mind. And that will be like an extra piece of information, an extra piece of the puzzle to be able to go down the path that you have decided for yourself. So those are like the first messages that I'm getting for you, pile 1. It's that's the first thing that kind of came up. I'm gonna leave this for later. Let's look at your oracle first. So we have Aquarius energy, and then we have Leo energy. So right off the bat, this kind of feels like there's a sense of balance. There's a sense of going out into the spotlight and being confident, and also following your light. There is also a sense of, earlier I mentioned like the solar plexus, so I do feel that this Leo energy kind of embodies that, being able to be under that spotlight, following whatever it is that you want to do. And this lion is making me think of someone that is filled with confidence, someone that is just ready to take on the world almost. Because there's a sense that comes with power with Leo. And also, when I look at this Leo card, it's making me think of the Strength card in tarot. A mirror kind of card that shows someone that is able to tame a beast, or being able to tame their raw instinct and that raw passion that comes with wanting to do something, being inspired and motivated. So there's a sense of power. There is a sense of loyalty as well. So maybe being loyal to your heart, being loyal to what you want to do. There's also a sense of justice with Leo energy, but I feel that there's a stronger, I guess you can say, it's leaning more towards having justice for yourself or your ideas, not necessarily justice for other people. This is more about being loyal to who you are, being loyal to the path you want to take, be loyal to your heart, and going forward full on passion, and be inspired and motivated to take down the path that you're happy and content with. On the other hand, there's a sense of balance, right? Because the opposite of Leo is Aquarius, and the opposite of Aquarius is Leo. So you could be a Leo or Aquarius, or you may be wanting to attract an energy like that into your life. Aquarius is a little bit more humanitarian in the sense that it does worry a little bit more about other people. Not necessarily other people, but more about causes that it involve people, or involve taking care of people in a way. Not necessarily face to face or person to person. Is a little bit more detached. So it will be like maybe supporting an organization, or supporting a cause, an idea that is beneficial to people, that kind of humanitarian energy. Also, this specific Aquarius card makes me think of someone that's super balanced, because there's like fire, this looks like water, but at the same time it almost feels like there's air, and then the earth to me feels like it's all the metal that this Aquarius card is made of. So there's this sense of being pretty well balanced with all the elements, being able to use them to your favor, and being able to work with them in a way that, well, yeah, using them to your favor is working with them, right? But there is a sense, especially with it coming out with Leo, there is a sense of being able to give to other people and also being able to give to yourself. So I think that is like a core, I guess, value or way of thinking that is necessary for any relationship to work. But I guess for you, Pile 1, it is very important for you to understand the meaning of balance. Not only is it to have balance within yourself, but also balance when you have a partner. Being able to be a little bit selfish, be someone that can indulge in whatever endeavors you want to go through, or whatever self-care you want to do for yourself, but then also being able to work with somebody else, have the ability to detach yourself from your partner once in a while, to see the situation for what it is and not be too emotionally attached to something that could skew your reasoning. Aquarius is an air sign, so that there is a sense of being able to have a clear mind, to be able to understand how you feel, but also being able to understand your mind and be able to have a balance between those two and not be too biased because you are emotionally attached to someone, but also at the same time, be able to have the reasoning, to have a clear mind, to be able to see the situation for what it is. So there is a sense of balance for sure. Leo is about the self, and Aquarius does focus on like a bigger perspective, I guess. So I just got, being able to look at the little details, but also being able to look at the bigger picture. Now, these two cards are just going to be telling me what you need to manifest or what you're manifesting. So just more information, more messages you need to hear. We have last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. So maybe there's a sense of reassessing something. I'm going to put it right here. And then we have new moon in Libra, know you are loved. So I feel that with you guys, one of the things that you need to know is when it says reflect on your priorities. I do feel that if you are transforming and going down this new path, if you're learning how to have balance between yourself and other people, may it be also in association with relationships, specifically romantic ones, I guess it makes sense that you need to figure out what your priorities are now. Now that you're changing, now that you have this new mentality, this new idea, and in this new perspective, what does it mean to be you again? How will you show it? How will you express it? Not necessarily express it to other people, but how will you express it to yourself? What does it mean for you to be you? That is like the first thing that I'm thinking of. But also with reflect on your priorities, and with having a last quarter moon in Aquarius, it feels like you're about to end something. This Aquarius energy feels like a sense of balance for sure. A little bit more than the Leo. The Leo seems a little bit more about you. But this Aquarius energy feels more about a situation or a mentality that you're transforming to. Or like, it kind of feels like these are like the new waters that you're entering, and you're cautiously trying to embrace this new mentality without getting completely out of balance and putting yourself at risk. And by that, I don't necessarily mean putting yourself in danger, but just putting yourself in a situation that could be a bit uncomfortable for you energetic wise, like depleting your energy. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But reflection on your priorities. So whatever it is that you're aiming to do right now, and whatever mentality has changed within you, just learning how to go from point A to point B, and the tools that you're taking with you, and the path that you're taking, and how you are viewing the situation or how you're acting on those situations, that is the priorities that you're working on right now. So you're just learning how to work with yourself again, and also learning how you see things again. Now, the other message that you have here is new moon in Libra. So this is a new cycle, a new beginning. Know you are loved. So many of you may be working on yourself in the situation and how you view things, and you seem to also be working on figuring out and understanding how to open yourself up to love again. So maybe many of you may have felt betrayed, or may have given so much to people in your relationships that now you have reached a point where you had to retreat a little bit, be in an introspective mode, and take care of yourself. Libra is about the other, but in this case it almost feels like there's a sense of being on your own. This mountain makes me think of someone that ran to the mountains, someone that had to go on their own, someone that had to go in hermit mode to bring themselves back together. So I feel that many of you guys may have gone through a period like that where you had to be on your own and kind of figure your situation out. Maybe you felt drained when you were with someone, or relationships may have drained you a lot, depending on what happened in it, or if some of you have never been in a romantic relationship that you will count as a romantic relationship, even the idea of crushing on someone could be depleting sometimes. Or the could have beens and stuff like that could be depleting, right? So the lack of a relationship, or the fact that it didn't work out, could be depleting itself. So all of that, I'm saying, you guys may have gone through a situation that just caused you to have to be on your own for some time and reevaluate your values and your priorities, right? That's what you're working on right now. And all of that had helped, it helped you learn, because you were able to look back and be like, and grow from that. Seems like many of you had gone through a period of taking care of yourselves and trying to empower yourselves again with this Leo energy. Maybe many of you have taken on creative endeavors to express yourselves, or to understand yourself better, or just to distract yourself a little bit from the situation, and that could have been a form of healing, as well of awakening to understand yourself, and transformed you into this new person that you are. But know you are loved kind of makes me feel that this feels more of a spiritual sense, right? Like, it feels like your spirit guides want to come through and tell you that you're not alone, that they're here for you, and they're keeping their eye out, making sure that you're going down the path that is meant for you, and they are out there to make sure that you're okay, making sure that you have the resources that you need to learn. They're making sure that you don't feel like you're on your own. Now, if you feel like that, that's on you. They're always there for you, right? So just make sure that you look their way once in a while, so you know that you're not on your own, and so you know that you're loved. Those times that you work on yourself so much that you just know that everything will be okay. Embrace the time, those times when it happens. Now I'm going to look at your tarot and see what's going on as well. We have the Six of Swords reversed, so there seems to be some resistance, or finding it kind of difficult to move on from a past experience. We have the Fool, but at the same time you're also looking forward to this new beginning and this new chapter in your life. And then we have Judgment. Definitely an awakening card. So we have 2 major arcanas. 2 out of the 3 are major arcanas, which tells me that this is a big chapter in your life. So pile 1, if you have stumbled upon this reading, it feels like you guys are just going through a period that is very necessary in your life. It is part of your soul contract of sorts. It's part of your path to learn and grow. It is essential, and it is very important, because this is the journey that you have embarked upon, and whatever you have gone through in your past to reach this point, it is very important, as it is what has accumulated to make you the person that you are today. And right now, I feel this is all divine timing coming together. I feel that for many of you, this is exactly what you needed to hear, and I hope that I'm able to provide you with the reassurance, or the confirmation, or the information, clarity, whatever, to help you continue on with your journey. But there may be a few of you that are just finally understanding and realizing everything you've gone through. So wherever you are on your journey of understanding and awareness, I hope I can help you somehow. But here we have the Judgment card. So I do feel that many of you, despite the difficulties that are kind of difficult to let go of, understand that you don't have to fully let go of them, because they will always be part of you. Those experiences, those memories, they will always be part of you. The way that you see them is what is changing. It is, and that idea of letting go is just making sure that you understanding that it is something that happened and it's fine, if that makes sense. how should I put it? I guess not being too attached to those past memories, those past hurts, and being able to grow from that and learn from it. When there's a difficulty that you go through, it is easier to see it as a learning experience, because then you don't take it too personal, if that makes sense. At least that's how I see it. So there is a sense that you may not have necessarily emotional attachment to something that happened in the past. It's more of a mental burden than it has become, right? Things not working out potentially, or things not happening, or things not manifesting the way that you want them. That has all created some mental blockage. And that is the issue right now that you are slowly walking away from. But the Fool being in the middle tells me that currently you're in the situation where you're a little bit more trusting. You're in a place where you're having an easier time seeing how you are going to take the leap forward. You're trusting the universe. To me, the Fool represents, of course, the beginning of a journey, but to me it represents taking that leap of faith, trusting that everything will be okay, and you take everything that you need and you just go on to your journey. And this Judgment card is a Pluto card, so again, transformation is here. But this Judgment card is usually symbolizing someone that is having a reawakening, right? There was a death and now there's a rebirth. So something within you is old enough that you have to let go of it, toss it out, and you're going and embarking onto this new journey and learning from it. You are ready to take those steps forward. Even if you don't know what those steps are, from now on, it is a new chapter, it is a new beginning. Now let's see what are the last messages for your reading. So we have coins. Money will be coming to you. So if any of you guys are worried about money, this is probably one of the forms of abundance that you'll be getting. We have Cup. You should accept valid criticism. So maybe there is a sense of maybe listening to other people. You do have 3 air cards, Aquarius, and Libra. So there is a sense of maybe intellectualize what other people say. Is that even the right expression? I'm not too sure, but maybe listening to other... You can see how my arm is getting red. I just scratched myself and then it got red. So there is a sense of try to calm down your initial reaction to a situation. So if someone says something and you take it too personally, you could create an issue that is not even there. So try to, take a deep breath and listen to the words that had been said, but also listen to how they made you feel, and then try to continue moving forward in a calmer way, trying to not take it too personally with what people say. Keep in mind that sometimes people project their own their own issues when they communicate, and you in return could be projecting your own fears and your own baggage back onto those people. So try to have a clear mind so you don't do that. So you because I think it would be beneficial to avoid problems right now. Why? I'm not too sure, but with you guys I feel that could be important. With a accept valid criticism, I feel that someone out there could be giving you some very good advice, but maybe you're still holding on to the past a little bit too closely, and projecting could cause unnecessary conflict. I mean, conflict could be draining too. The last card that we have right here is Apple with temptation will test you. So I guess in relation to love, there is a sense with accept valid criticism and the Apple one. I feel that for some of you, someone could come in and they could have a lot of luxuries, monetary luxuries, that could blind you to who they really are and what other benefits they can bring you in a relationship. Like, this person could have an aspect of something you're looking for, but not everything. And this shiny aspect could be fool's gold of sorts, right? Like, it looks good at first, it's shining, but it's not necessarily what you're looking for, or it is not, this person could be not enough for you. Like, I don't want to say that they're not worthy of you, but what I mean is, like, this person could still have so many issues that you don't have to put yourself through dealing with, if that makes sense, right? So I do feel that maybe someone could be could be telling you, be careful, this person doesn't seem like good news, or something along those lines. So take into consideration what they're telling you, because this Apple feels like you've been, like, life is warning you in a very subtle and loving way. Because the hard lesson, I believe that we always get very loving messages, and then they start progressively becoming difficultier. The difficulty starts rising, and it becomes a harder lesson with rougher experiences. Tough love. It becomes tough love eventually. So I do feel that in this case, the nice message, the kind, very loving way of telling you, be aware of this person, is the accept valid criticism. And then the harder lesson will be to experience what those criticisms were about, right? So if someone was telling you, be aware of this person, yeah, they could be shining this, shining that, or money here, money there, but maybe they're not as kind as you wish they were, or maybe they're very clingy and needy, or something along those lines, and you are just coming out of recharging yourself. So try to make sure that you don't get in a situation that will cause you to feel like depleted again, right? So there's a sense of like a warning here for some of you, right? Try to have the awareness that you don't have to go with the first fool that comes by, right? You don't have to go with the first person that shows any sort of interest. Have some self-worth. This sounds kind of rough. Have some self-worth, and don't allow yourself to just go with someone just to not be alone. I don't think this is for everyone, but for some of you, this could be a tough message that has to be heard. So I'm saying that with all honesty. The truth hurts, but I think it's better to just say it how it is. So yeah, I'll leave that there for pile 1. I hope you like your reading, and thank you for watching this Valentine special. I just wanted to make it messages. I didn't want it to be too directed to singles or anything like that. Despite me being single myself, I can relate, but I didn't want to make it like that and then we get sad messages or something. I feel something like this is very refreshing, just getting messages and see what comes through. In this case, it feels like you guys are just going through a cycle where you're ending something, you're about to start a new chapter of your life, and this new knowledge and perspective is what's going to guide you into attracting different people, and also having the self-worth of saying no when you find someone that is not to the level that you are entering, right? You're entering this new level, this new energetic wavelength, and of course people that are not up to your standards will still come through and want to be with you. So make sure that you don't deal with that type of energy if you want nothing to do with it, right? Don't even give it any space in your life. So yeah, pile 1. I'll leave you there, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is. Thank you so much for watching, and love and healing from my part to you, and bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and let's see what messages. Oh, for those of you that picked the Angelite, let's see what messages you need to hear in regards to your romantic love life. So the first card that we have right here is Fortitude. There is a bunch of animals, so there feels like there's a bunch of spirit animals that are protecting you and taking care of you. There seems to be like a panther, a wolf. I think it will be a hawk or an eagle of sorts. It seems like there's also a beaver, maybe an elk or a deer of sorts, and then a peacock with the patterns of, I guess, his clothes. And then if you look closely, you can see that there's a bunch of people right here. I don't know how closely I need to show you. But yeah, right here, it's a bunch of people. So it also feels like you have a bunch of ancestors taking care of you. So of course, I'm talking about romantic love. But there is a sense of there's a bunch of, it could even be past lives that are going to start coming through. Or it feels like coming through in this reading, I'm saying. For you, maybe you already know about them. There also feels like there's a sense of a forest. So maybe your ancestors could be trying to communicate with you. This string makes me think of a sense of fate. So maybe your love life is wrapped around nature. I'm feeling forests and tall trees, that kind of energy. And also, it seems like it's surrounded by very old energy. So you could be destined to be with someone from a past life, or there is a sense of knowing someone for a very long time, or being with someone from your soul family, or maybe your soul family is involved somehow, your ancestors. there is a sense of divine guidance and spirituality being involved with your romantic life. So if something's not working out, is because it's meant to not work out, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind. There is this heart right here. It feels like a necklace, but at the same time, I thought of a bell, or like a bell. So it feels like there's a sound, or I feel like this is something that is very anime, like maybe the premise of something like that. Like you will hear bells when you find the right person, or something along those lines. It feels magical, but at the same time strange. Not strange in a bad way necessarily, just kind of like I am not getting the full picture yet. There's just a sense of you're divinely guided and taken care of and protected, and whatever path your love life is going through is divinely guided. May it be to guide you to the person you want to be or you desire to be with, or may it be just guiding the connection you're in right now. Whatever fits, whatever resonates. Here we have Pluto and we have fire. Again, there's a sense of greater power in the works right here. We have the planet of transformation, and then we have the element that talks about Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I want to say Scorpio because of the Pluto card right here. Also, when I see these two cards together, I'm thinking of Mars energy, because in traditional astrology, okay, let me rewind a little bit. Pluto rules over Scorpio, but in traditional astrology, Pluto is ruled by Mars, which is a very fiery. Like if you connect the energy of Mars, you just feel fire, because Mars also rules Aries. So why am I talking about all of that? There is a sense of mystery and things not being fully clear. You know, things are still left out in the dark somehow. You know, maybe you could even have your heart put in behind walls. You know, you could be taking care of yourself in ice, trying to purify yourself maybe. And this fire, there's a sense of also like a dormant volcano within you that is ready to explode, and there's a lot of energy going on in the head of both of the I guess people both of the energies here for Pluto and fire. So there is a sense of thinking a lot, of taking action, or thinking a lot, or seeing visions even, or maybe, you know, there's this sense of ice and fire. That's also what I'm getting here with this Pluto and this fire card. Like there's duality of water and fire, ice and fire. So I do feel that you guys are about to go through a big transformation where you will have to, like, if your heart has been put behind a wall of ice, something or someone could come in to slowly melt the ice away. I do feel that with you guys it has to be a bit slower. It can't be a very, like, it could be a quick change, like out of nowhere it just goes poof and you can like feel again, you can trust again, but I feel that it may feel like that because a path has been crossed, a path has been walked for you to reach that point. I do feel that if you were to connect spiritually to your spiritual team and also to yourself, you'll be able to have greater knowledge of what's going on. But I don't necessarily think it will, if you want to make the process go faster, I don't think you just knowing will make it faster. I think it will just make you understand the path that you're going through. You do have the Angelite, and when I originally bought this, I was hoping to use it for communication, to make it easier to connect, and it does help. But I wanted to mention that you did pick a stone that is supposed to make communication to the, you know, to your spirit guides, or just make communication easier. So I do feel that with you guys, this could just bring you knowledge, and that knowledge could motivate you to go down your path, to continue doing what you're doing, to help you out maybe when you don't really know what's going on, or the path you're taking is headed But at the same time, I do want to warn you, this is not necessarily bad, be cautious. It's just a warning of don't try to have the mentality that just because you're connecting and having all of this knowledge will make the process faster. You do still have to keep in mind that not everything is under your control. Just because they're your spirit guides and they're working with you, it doesn't mean that you can't lean on them and trust that, you can trust on them. They're going to take care of some things that you definitely can't take care of. So if there's pieces or having you, being on the right time at the right place, those are things they'll take care of, right? You just have to trust that you're doing what you're okay with and what you're happy with. Because I do feel that whatever spiritual, love related, in romantic love for you guys, it feels like you can't really get on the way of your own path, because whatever it is that's going on, it's going to happen because it's meant to happen. There is a sense of, the wolf makes me think of being protected. This hawk or eagle makes me think of having higher knowledge and a higher perspective. This panther, you can only see half of the face of the panther, so it makes me think of a mystery, or not seeing the full picture, so things are going to be hidden from you. And this otter looking thing makes me think of being embraced and loved. So I do feel that you're being taken care of, and you're just going to be given the information you need. So don't try to push it to get information that you want. I don't know why that's necessary to know, but follow what you're passionate about, follow what motivates you and what drives you to go forward, and just follow your gut feelings as well. If there's something you feel like you have to do and you can do it, then go ahead and do it, because I feel that could be a sign or guidance that you are going down the path that your spiritual team is trying to lead you on. The other two cards that we have is New Moon in Taurus, Know Your Worth. And then we have a New Moon in Cancer, Relax. So I feel that for those of you that are spiritually aware and have some knowledge and information of what's going on, I do feel that this Relax card could be telling you, yes, information's knowledge and knowledge is power. But at the same time, there is a sense that just because things are going to be a certain way, or things are supposed to work out a certain way, it doesn't mean that that's the only path and the only way something can happen, right? You could have certain details that you may have assumptions as to what they mean and how it's going to work out, but at the end of the day, they're just pieces. You're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not seeing where they go and where they belong. So I do feel there's a very strong sense of telling you and warning you and almost highlighting and emphasizing that you may know a lot more than your average person about what's going on with you, but that doesn't mean that you know everything. And that's perfectly fine. I do feel there's a sense of, I don't want to say a warning, because it doesn't feel like it's dangerous. It doesn't feel like it's bad. It's just, just be aware that, to not push it to the point that you feel powerless. With Know Your Worth, when we're talking about relationships, it kind of feels like there's a sense of knowing the power that you have, but also understanding that there is power when letting go, if that makes sense. When you let go of control, right? There's a sense of some of you need to continue being persistent towards your path, and others of you kind of need to let go of it a little bit more. So there's two extremes here, which makes sense. We have ice and we have fire, with Pluto and fire. So of course, some of you are a little bit too passionate and want to get everything done. So your advice is to relax a little bit, just enjoy the waters, don't try to steer trouble. And then there's another half of you that may have put yourself in a prison and kind of cage yourself somehow, and because of that you're not allowing yourself to go out there anymore. And there is a sense of knowing your worth. Is kind of that one just makes me think of just understanding that sweet balance of what power truly means, and what control is about as well. Not holding on and latching onto something, but also being able to understand that it's okay to let it go and let it flow, right? I don't know how to really express that, but with these 2 new moons, we're talking about a new beginning. So regardless of which side you're in, may it be you need to relax, or may it be you need to know yourself more and know your power, because I do feel that some of you may feel like you have no power in making your relationships work, your romantic ones work, or like meeting the person that you want to meet. So I do feel that many of you may have felt discouraged and powerless. So with Know Your Worth, some of you are being told to remember the power that you have to manifest. And I do feel that you may be encouraged to connect to your spiritual team for some of you. So like that you understand that they're still working on it. They're still making things happen. Just because you don't see things happening right in front of you doesn't mean that it's not there, that it doesn't exist, right? So keep that in mind. With this Taurus, I do feel the sense of persistence. So some of you do need to continue working towards something that you may be neglecting, or you may be pushing to the side because of an emotional baggage that you may have with it. So try to understand what the problem is so you can solve it and continue pushing towards whatever goals you have in mind. And on the other hand, some of you do need to relax. So I do feel with this fire energy, some of you may be working a lot and making something happen. Maybe a project that you really wanted to do. May it be, if it's in regards to someone, you may be working hard to be with this person. Conquer was the first thing I was thinking. But maybe I was thinking more of like courting someone, right? You've been courting someone for so long that you're like putting a lot of energy into it, that now you're being told to relax, right? To just calm down a little bit. Let things just happen. Let things happen. You have plenty to see. Just see where it all goes out. The other cards that you have is the 7 of Swords. So there's a sense of secrets, something not being told. You have the King of Cups reversed. This Cancer energy. And then we have the Lovers. So an opportunity. So I do feel that in the past, so you may have been betrayed, or you may have felt like you didn't have enough information, or you felt like you just had pieces of the puzzle, and currently some of you are not relaxing enough. This King of Cups is the energy of someone who has very calm waters. It is someone that knows how to work with their emotions and knows how to work with their heart. It is someone that can intuitively connect as well and work with that part of themselves. Again, Cups is all about intuition, creativity, and emotions. So someone that knows how to listen to their heart and follow their heart, but also is mature enough to listen to their heart in a healthy amount, if that makes sense. But with it reversed, I do feel that many of you guys are working towards that, are working to opening up your heart again, or working towards being able to fill up your cup, or being able to be in the mentality to offer your cup to somebody else. Here we have like a little Cupid, or if not an angel, and here we have a little bunny, which makes me think of abundance and fertility. And here, if you look at the waters, they're pretty calm. And I'm also thinking back to this card with New Moon and Cancer, relax. So I do feel that there's a sense of like, if you relax a little bit, you'll be able to hear messages with your spirit guides better, and that will be able to give you a clearer mind or a clearer view of what's going on. I do feel with this being reversed, some of you may need to connect with your spirituality a little bit more, and with others of you, you have done more than enough. Just wait for things to work out. I do feel that some of you could be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you're very action prone, want to just take on the world, and it's kind of like, relax a little bit. And here, in the future, there is a sense of the Lovers. So eventually, with this being a love reading, I guess it's pretty fitting for the Lovers to pop up. And in this one, it feels like there is a sense of like, there is passion, there is divine guidance with the guardian angel right here. Here we have a couple, there is a snake, and then here we have fruits. So that makes me think of knowledge. You know, there is a sense of knowledge. Everyone seems to be pretty happy. So I do feel that you will eventually have your happily ever after with a person, right? And with a happily ever after, it doesn't mean that it ends. It just means that you've reached a destination, and then from there you go on to the next thing, right? Things always continue going, right? But it feels like you will eventually meet up with whoever it is that you want to meet up, or have the situation that you want to have. So you will eventually have the happily ever after, and enjoy it for the time being, because, you know, as cycles go, you can have a very good time and things can feel like they're working out, but eventually there will be a bumpy road and a challenge, because that is how we grow and that's how we learn, with dynamic change. It could be a change of things getting better as much as it could be change of things just becoming a little bit more difficult. Not necessarily bad, just difficult. Remember, everything's a learning experience. So keep that in mind, right? There is a sense of like, eventually, right now you're in a period of like, you need to relax or you need to connect. And then you will be able to like slowly reach that point. I'm not saying that if you do this, then you'll have that. I'm just saying that by doing this, it's helping you get towards that Lover's card. Now let's see the last 3 cards of advice that there is for you, pile 2. We have chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. So this could be the person you're looking for, or this could just be someone that has the information you need. No, more puzzle pieces. Then we have desk with pay attention to your work. So I do feel that some of you could meet, or your career or your work or your projects could help you slowly reach the situation and the path that you want to take. And the last card that you have is cracked cup with dissatisfaction with life. So with a cracked cup, it kind of felt that there will be difficulties on your road, right? There is this path, there is green surrounding this path, but this cup has fallen and it has broken, right? So I do feel that there will be times when you will feel dissatisfied. I don't necessarily think it will be in love, but I do feel with the information that you get with you guys, it feels like it is all about the information that you're getting spiritually and how it translates to your 3D physical world. So I do feel that many of you will get information and hints that don't really match up to the assumptions you've made and the and what you had imagined, and because of that you may have disappointments. So I do feel that instead of jumping into conclusions or jumping into actions of like, if I do this then I'll have that, it's like, no, when you do this, it's just getting you closer to that, or it could get you to that, but don't assume that everything is, sometimes it's just, I guess easy is not the best word to describe a situation, but sometimes it's not that simple, right? And sometimes it is very simple. So it really depends on your situation. I guess that's what I'm getting at, right? But there's a lot of things working on, a lot of energies moving from one place to another, a lot of time is of the essence. I don't know why I said it like that, or I don't really know how that applies to your reading, but there is a sense of, divine timing is important, having the right people at the right time, having the right energies, the right moods, the right situations, the right perspectives, right? So it is very specific. Like, there is this fine line where things have to be in the right place at the right time, but at the same time, it's like, it's not set on stone. It can always change, and because of that, because it's an energy thing, right? Everyone has free will. So if there's people involved, it makes it difficult and makes it harder, because those people have to be in the right energy and you have to be in the right energy, and then everyone has to be in the right place and that place has to be in the right energy. So it's very simple of having everyone come together when it's necessary, but it's also very difficult because time-wise it can take a while, or it can be a very delicate time. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm just saying, just keep in mind that even though you're the protagonist of your life, you're not the, everyone is also living their own life and being the protagonist of their own lives, right? So, keep that in mind. I don't really know how else to word that, but yeah, I'll leave that there for pile 2. I hope I was able to give you some good information, I just mean something useful. I hope that I was able to give you some loving energy as well. And this one definitely felt like it was a bit more spiritual for you guys. For me, it was just a normal reading. I don't know how else to put it, but for you guys, it felt like it does get in touch a lot with your spiritual knowledge and your spiritual view of things and that higher power and things out of your control. So you guys work on whatever it is that you have to work through. I hope some of this was, resonated with whatever situation you're going through, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye. Hello pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Today we're going to figure out what messages you need to hear in regards to your romantic love life, and here is for pile 3, or for those that picked the rose quartz. Let's get started with your reading. So the first card that we have right here is ready but waiting. The first thing that I saw is this white dove, so it makes me think that there's a sense of innocence and purity, a sense of maybe you guys need to cleanse your energy a bit more. Her face looks a bit bored, so maybe you guys have been waiting for a while. So continue waiting, pile 3. I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear, but we'll see the rest of the cards and let's see. We'll have a better understanding of what's going on. But right now, the message that you're getting from the earth right now is to just wait a little bit longer, chill. This is making me think of the temperance card when it comes reverse. It's like, be patient. The hair and everything right here makes me think of leaves, so I'm thinking of autumn. There is a sense of maybe waiting for things to dry off or to die down. So maybe waiting for, okay, I'm not saying for death, I'm just saying for things to come down somehow. I don't know what's coming down, but something that has to come down. There is a lot of blue, and there's like little mountains right here, and here makes me think of little flowers. So there is a sense of maybe challenges, but also lessons that will help you bloom as an individual coming up eventually. But this dove is kind of coming, her hand is coming out in the area where the heart is, and the dove is right there. So there's a sense of cleansing your heart, or trying to rejuvenate. I hope I said the word right. Yourself, trying to bring yourself back to life, trying to cleanse your energy so you're like up and ready to go. I said it ready, but you're already ready. So I guess to maintain your energy, I feel that one of the hardest things to do in life is to maintain something. So like if you're in a place where you are technically ready for something to happen, but the thing that is going to happen is not ready to happen, oh my god, then you've reached a point where you have to maintain your energy, and that is very difficult. That doesn't mean that there's not room for you to have your ups and downs. It just means that, trying to not dwell too long on different things. And again, patience is the key in this case. So let's leave this card right here, and let's check what the rest of the messages are for you, pile 3. We'll check this one's later. We have Earth. Oh, this Earth makes me think of spring. And then we have Sagittarius energy. So the first thing I thought of when I saw Sagittarius was travel. It took me a while to remember what it was, because let's see. So with Earth, the signs that go with it are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo energy. So there's a sense of stability, a sense of grounding yourself. Earth to me feels like a very slow moving energy. So if you are ready for something to happen, life is telling you to, go slowly, to blossom slowly, to wait for things to come back to life again. Earth makes me think of, here we have like a moth, or it feels like a moth actually, not a butterfly. It feels like a moth. So there's a sense of transformation but to me, moths mean transformation to me, but it also meant grounding for me when I see them. And they're very like fluffy. They look very fluffy, like their bodies look very fluffy. So there is a sense of maybe, for you guys to cozy up. It's gonna be quite the journey, quite the wait. Here, I've never seen this before, but this looks like a beetle of sorts. I wouldn't be able to tell which one, but it looks like a beetle. So to me, that kind of symbolizes having strength. Because I'm thinking, I don't know which beetle it is, but there is a specific one that can like move things that are like way more than what it weighs. I don't know which one it is, but they usually show it like moving like a rock that is way heavier and bigger than its own body. And I'm not too sure what that will mean necessarily, but I do feel there's a sense of strength and being persistent. This looks like a snail. This is the first time I've taken the time to look at all the little details that are surrounding this Earth card. So they're, that's making me think of that Virgo energy of paying attention to details. That could be important. But I feel that with you guys, it's not necessarily paying attention to details to understand the path or where you're going, but to understand that things are happening. I feel that if you're in a position where you have to wait for things to happen, life is encouraging you and telling you to look at the little details, to look at the little changes, so you know that things are moving. This is not these are signs for you to know that things are happening, right? Those times when you're busy doing something and time goes by flying. You don't even, when you're living the year, it feels like it's going very slowly. But then when a big event happens or something, you're like, wow, that year went by fast. Slowly but fast. So there's a sense of like paying attention so you don't lose track of time. Because there's a sense of like, life wants you to continue waiting for something to happen. Like, it seems like something is brewing, something is on the works, but there is a sense with this nail right here, it feels like things are moving slowly, and looking at all the details makes me think that you guys need to pay attention to those details so you guys are able to see the signs that things are changing, because it's very subtle, the changes that are happening. That's why you're waiting, right? You're ready to embark on this new step, but or at least you feel like you're ready. But it feels like things have to go very, very slowly, because that's the only way it can consistently actually change. It feels so. If there's a sense of like looking at those details just for you to know or see as a sign that things are progressing. It may not be going at the speed that you would like it to be, but it is progressing, and you are just being advised to look at those details just so you are aware that things are moving. There's like this leaf right here that makes me think of autumn as well. But when I think of an earth sign, I think of spring right away because of Taurus. But then Virgo is during the summer, almost fall, and Capricorn is in the winter. So yeah, there is a sense of like something could happen during the fall that is going to feel like spring. Wait, now that I think about it, during the fall, in other places, it's going to be spring. And during the spring, in other places, it's fall. So maybe it is around the same time for everyone. It's just that I'm seeing kind of like, doesn't matter where you're at. So it's something like that. Like, things are, like, maybe in the seasons, things are changing. But for you, it's going to feel almost like the opposite season. So let's say it's winter and everyone's kind of gloomy and you have the winter blues. But then something happens that it feels, you feel like the sun is shining on you, and like it's summer and, vibrant and hot and stuff like that. So I don't know. It feels like there's something that you'll be surprised somehow. But I do feel that it's taking some time. And I do feel like you may be looking forward for something to happen, but it was taking time to get there anyway. So now that you've noticed it, it feels like you have to wait forever, but it's still in the works. With this Sagittarius card, it feels like you guys are ready to throw your arrow. You're ready to aim at your target and just go for it. Here, it feels like you have the sun almost, the sun surrounding this Sagittarius card. But Sagittarius is originally ruled by Jupiter, so there's a sense of expansion, there's a sense of going places, maybe getting even more knowledge. With this Earth card, it feels like your world is slowly expanding. It feels like you could also be expanding something. It could be your finances, it could be your material wealth, or it could be something earthy. So anything physical, it's slowly expanding. And if that's the case, I guess it makes sense why it's taking some time. Maybe in your love life, something physical has to happen in order for it to work. So for some of you with the Sagittarius card, it could be travel, maybe having to learn a different language, maybe having to travel to a different place. It could even be it could be as simple as a different neighborhood for some of you, but for those people that is like a different neighborhood, that is still a big change. Because I feel that, because Sagittarius talks about long travels, so whatever a long travel means to you, that's something that has to happen, right? And that's why it's taking time, because I do feel that, with Earth, it's a very stable and grounding energy, right? So it is something that has a long lasting effect. It is something that is meant for you to work in the long run. It's not going to be something that just kind of, it has a very strong foundation. So if you have to move somewhere, life will make sure that it's safe. Life will make sure that it's the perfect time, and it will make sure, when I mean perfect time, is going to make sure that it doesn't fall apart easily, because it's meant for you. It's a long lasting thing. So it's going to take, it feels like your environment and the surrounding area of whatever it is you're going forward in your love life, it's being put into place. So like that with the Sagittarius energy, you could aim at your target and just go for it. There is a sense of like things are working out for you, so like that you can work with them eventually when it's time. So you've done the work for yourself, and that's good. Life is just telling you to wait for the environment to be ready, and then things are just going to work out. I don't want to say easily, but easier. So the next cards that we have is Full Moon in Aries, cool your emotions. I'll put it right here. I'll put it right here. And the other card that you have is New Moon in Leo, shine. Okay. So with this full moon in Aries, it's the end of something. Full moons are, you're at the pinnacle of your energy. I cannot forget that in this deck there's also last quarter moons, that it's a little bit closer to the end of a cycle. So yeah, with a full moon, you're at the pinnacle energy. You're at the top of the wheel of fortune. Let's put it that way, right? So there's a lot of energy ready to go. You can see things a lot better. And with all this energy here, we have cool your emotions, right? The moon is about intuition, it's about your emotions, the subconscious. So there is a feeling also with this Aries energy is that you could be very impulsive, you could be very excited. I do feel that's why it's like you're ready but waiting. So you're ready and you want to take action, you want things to work, you want things to happen, right? Sagittarius makes me think of freedom as well. So you want to be free, you want to feel alive again. But life is telling you to cool your emotions so that you don't frustrate yourself as to how slow things are happening. I feel there's a sense of life wants you to enjoy the view somehow. I guess so like that you can pass time and allow things to happen, and also so you like that you have the knowledge that things are happening, they're working out, like to not worry. But yeah, cool your emotions. Life is just telling you to calm down, and this sense of calming down is just for you guys to not feel overwhelmed or not feel frustrated. That's it. Now the other card that we have right here is a new moon in Leo. New moons are about new beginnings. Leo is about shining bright, because here we have shine. Leos could be drama queens, but Leos are okay with being under the spotlight. I do feel with all of the sunflowers that there's this sense of something positive is about to happen, something good is about to happen. And with this shine, I am getting, especially since it's on this area where Sagittarius is at, it feels like life is telling you to prepare, because you will have to be put under that spotlight, and will you be ready for that? I feel that a lot of people are going to look up to you, a lot of people are going to start looking your way, or something along those lines. Yes, I do feel that for some of you this could mean that a lot of people may want to court you, or you may have a lot of options romantic wise. But for others of you, I do feel that this is people looking up to you, like admiring you, like admiring the knowledge that you have, because again, Sagittarius, so the philosophy that you carry could, or like the words that you speak could carry some weight that make people look at you and be like, oh wow, pile 3 has a lot of knowledge, has a lot of good information that we want to hear and stuff like that. So I do feel that a lot of eyes could be on you because of something. Like life is preparing something that's going to have a lot of eyes on you. So I don't know, maybe some of you are going to end up being celebrities for all I know, but I do feel that is part of the journey that you have to carry for your love life. So maybe this could mean that you guys are embracing who you are a little bit more, and then you will be put under a situation where you kind of have to just put yourself out there, and that could, and I guess in that sense it's going to be a long-lasting, stable thing. So it may take a while for that to build up, or it just means that you have to be very grounded and rooted, because a lot of other outside energies are going to start being put into play, and you don't want to be knocked down easily, right? The other cards that we have is the Two of Cups reversed, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So maybe in the past, a connection didn't work out for you guys, or maybe you guys may have disillusioned yourself with love. Maybe you just felt like things were, destiny and fate, and the odds were not in your favor when it was in creating connections. Or maybe you were dissatisfied with connections not being deep enough for you. In this case, it will be romantic and love wise, because that's what this reading's focusing on. But I do feel that some of you could have even been disappointed with not having deep relationships with friends, or maybe with your family, or maybe with coworkers. Like, you have been emotionally dissatisfied because you don't have the consistency that you need from people. That's not the word I'm looking for, but like, it just doesn't have the depth necessary for you to feel grounded enough, or to feel like you can set roots and feel satisfied. But now you are more of the energy of the King of Swords. The King of Swords is someone that has knowledge, someone that has the power, someone that can see things clearly, someone that can communicate effectively, and someone that can think things through because they have a clear mind. So I do feel that many of you guys are in a place where you feel pretty eloquent. You feel like you understand your thoughts a bit better. You have a reasoning that is, your discernment is very good. That's why your reasoning works. You have a pretty healthy sense of judgment as well. So I do feel that many of you understand there's something big it's out there for you guys, but it's just not, I do feel that some of you could be a little bit hard on yourselves and think like, okay, what's wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? But here we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed at the end. So this tells me that you guys have to continue focusing on yourselves in the future. When things continue moving forward, do not give so much to other people. Continue giving to yourself. Continue focusing on yourself. I do feel that this is because you will eventually have a bunch of eyes and people looking up to you. So I feel that some of you will maybe become leaders of something, and because of that, you will feel obligated to give to other people, and to give and give and give. So this Queen of Pentacles reversed kind of feels like you guys need to have a warning or a reminder that you need to focus on yourself. Just because you're giving a lot to other people doesn't mean that you can't give to yourself, or you can't take some time off. Just because these people are looking up to you doesn't mean that you're always have to say yes to them and always be there for them. You don't have to physically be there for them. You don't have to physically give them something. Try to sometimes allow those people to help you when you need a hand, or just allow yourself to go into this introspective mode or into this hermit mode and continue focusing on yourself. Take some time out for you, some leisure time. Now let's look at the last 3 cards for you before we end your reading. The first card that we have is April. So I did mention something about spring. So I do feel that eventually the flowers will blossom, or things are going to slowly work out. But again, this is a process that has been on the works for a while now. So you guys may see it bloom out of nowhere, but it will have taken a while. Like, life has been working on this for a pretty long while. So even if you didn't see all the effort it took to make it happen, do know that it did take some time. And I do feel that some of you are aware that something is happening. So you're like, why isn't it happening? Why is it taking forever? Well, guess what? It has been in the works way before you were even aware of this. So keep that in mind. The other card that we have is Stork, with news of a birth or a new business opportunity. That I did kind of talk about that with the Earth and the Sagittarius card. Like, I do feel like a path is being opened up for you to just kind of blaze through it, or to be able to, like, I do feel that for some of you guys, this could be like maybe moving to a new home, news of a birth. Maybe you guys are going to start a family, and that has been in the works for a while. Or I don't know, maybe you guys have been working on a new project that has been taking a while to manifest, or a while to plan in a way that you can now start taking physical action for it to work. The last card that we have right here, though, is the Camel, with persevere and you will overcome problems. So I do feel that many of you need to be ready to put your skills in the work, to be prepare yourselves that you have the right knowledge, the right information, the right people. And what I mean the right is that you have the tools that you feel are necessary, or the tools that you need to be able to survive in the unknown, in this world. Because I do feel that many of you guys may like things to go a bit slow. With this Earth energy, maybe you are those people that don't take change too well, or you take a while to adjust to change, but so life is doing its thing. Or since things have been going so slow for so long, when the time is just right for you to take action, it may be a bit overwhelming for you. So this camel energy kind of feels like persevere despite that huge shift of energy, that change of pace. Be ready for it. If you need some time to retreat, that's perfectly fine, but don't take too long to the point that you start putting resistance to that wave of change and energy. So keep that in mind, pile 3. I do feel that there's this new path that you've been taking that could potentially lead you to having that romantic life that you desire, or finding that person that you're looking forward to. But this definitely feels like there's something bigger in the place for you. Like if it's travel, I think you're just meeting someone in a different place. And for others of you, you're just going down a path, down a situation where you will on the way meet that person. So it definitely feels like this could be talking about your destination to someone you may be looking forward to, or a state of or a place in your love life that you wanted to be in. And with others of you, it feels like you're aiming to do something, and along the way love is going to be present, like romantic love will be present. So I do feel that this could, so I'm just saying, like, it could be the main objective, or it could be a little reward on the way of what your objective is. But yeah, I'll leave that there for you, pile 3. I hope you like your reading. I found this to be very interesting, but I hope it was helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for watching, pile 3, and I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, or evening, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.